And we'll last episode of continued season 3 by taking on Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup, a trophy we're looking to win for a second season in a row. Chelsea were putting themselves back level just before half time, but right at the end of the game, a couple of minutes off the bench, would seal the victory for us and send us through into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. And well, maybe we're going to win that in the episode. You'll maybe see here. But as you can see, we then took on Manchester City in a big game in the Premier League, first v second. And this game got out of hand very, very quickly for them. As you'll see here, the second half then, it got worse as Omega made it 3-0. And that was enough for me. And then soon the rest of it got a 4-0 victory. In the end, I picked up the 3 points. It was then Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final where a mistake at the back would cost Liverpool early on, with João Felix opening the scoring. Omega later in the game would seal the double there just before the half-time break, make it 2-0. And later in the game, a mistake from Van Dijk would see Omega go through again and wrap up the game and see us become champions of the Carabao Cup for the second season in a row. Let's get into today's episode. And to start today's episode, we're going to take on Manchester United, are currently third in the table. We're 2 or 3 points ahead of Man City, who are second in the table. So this is a big game for us in this season. We're looking to win our second consecutive Premier League title. Let's get into this one at Old Trafford and hopefully defeat Man United, who yesterday won, I believe, 4-2. I think it was in the end. They had a pretty good game that they did manage to win. Let's get into this one and hopefully had a Malosto in the series. So the patch has kind of negatively affected. R1 dribbling has made the AI better defensively, especially Jockey as well, which I don't think is a thing that's really liked upon in the community right now. Oh no, here they go. And Mbumo through. And Mbumo shoots, and Mbumo scores their first shot of the game after doing nothing all game. They score. And it's a breakaway that we should have stopped. We shouldn't have let them get the ball in the first place there. Making a run forward now, 88 rated in the series is Patrick Wimmer. Inside now, looking to get a shot away from him, and now hits it, blocks it out, and it falls to Omega, who can't shoot because De Ligt gets it away. And no matter how many times I turn off these stadium shadows, they apparently still appear. I've literally went into the setting and turned it back off, even though it was already off. I just turned it back on and off again. But Wimmer, how do you miss there? Omega through to Jerome. Jerome now inside. Can he shoot? He can, but Manu blocks. And let's go steal, Jerome. João Felix back towards Jerome. Jerome now and play it across to Omega. That actually worked. I didn't expect that to work. When I saw Omega move behind the United defender, I thought that was going to be blocked. And Omega gets his 18th goal of the season in 25 games and makes it 1-1 just here, just before the half-time break. Well deserved. We should have scored in this game already with Wimmer, but he somehow missed. But here, Jerome gets the assist, plays it across to Omega, who gets away from Bueno just about there and finds the finish and makes it 1-1 here before the half-time break. Good move by him. Ball in here to Gomez. That was meant for Omega, but it goes to João Felix. We get it through into Omega though. Omega now running through, but he couldn't shoot. Omega. Ball through here, that should be onside. Jerome running through, he is onside, then he shoots and he scores, low driven off the post and in. A goal and an assist for the Spaniard. Has not been as affluent in terms of goal scoring or impactful in the Premier League this season, and it's 7 for him in the Premier League in 25 games, but he scores here against United and makes it 2-1, puts us in the lead, I should say, and puts us in control of this game as we deserve to be. And Jerome with a lovely finish there makes it 2-1. Which are to see. Off the bench, the captain of United IRL. There's Wimmer. So we're 3 seasons down the line, so it's probably gone down in his overall. João Felix through to the centre into Patrick. And Wimmer, who doesn't miss this time, makes it 3-1. 69 minutes in. That's his 9th goal of the season in the Prem. Similar to Jerome, not as affluent in terms of goals in the Premier League this season, but it's a big goal for us here. And you see the gold patch on our shoulders. We won the trophy last season. We're looking to win the league again this season. We also won many other trophies as well. We're looking to maintain the domestic treble and also win the Champions League at the end of the season. And you can see the ball through the centre there by João Felix, I believe it was, into Wimmer, who makes it 3-1 here. And am I confident enough to win the rest of the game? I think I am. So I want to get into our next game, which is a big one. Let's jump to the end. It ends up being a 3-1 victory, which we'll have to see. And for our next two games, we're going to be up against Manchester City in the semi-finals of two competitions we're looking to win. The first of all is the FA Cup. We've won, we're looking to win it for a third season in a row. We won it in the first season, we won it in the second season, and we're looking to win it in our third season here. Let's get into this one up against Man City in the semi-final. The next up will be in the semi-finals of the Champions League against the same team. Let's hopefully beat them here to advance. In the first leg anyway, and then get the win in the second. I believe there's 2 legs, right, if I'm not mistaken, in the FA Cup. Or there's only one, I'm not too sure. But let's at least get ourselves to the final of the FA Cup here. Obviously, that can happen in this game where players pick up injuries and they're forced into retiring. As well, Gomez hits it from range of Donnarumma, though, makes a save there. Also, not too sure what's happened there. Running. Oh, it was a ball for, I thought Chichua was going to block it. Bradley Barcola scores and makes it 1-0. We're going down again. Just like the Man United game, something we should have stopped. We concede from. Inside here to Omega. And hopefully can hold up. There's 3 Man City players in the way, but Yarome. I'll be to shoot here near post. Yarome shoots and Donnarumma puts it and picks it up as well. Game. I'm hoping the player makes the overlap here. And there we go. There it is finally from Gomez. I had to make it happen myself. And Gomez near post and by Donnarumma. As we get the corner, we need to be careful on in-swingers with Theo Hernandez because he puts a lot of whip on these. There we go, that's more like it. Omega, can he attack it? He does, but it's headed onto the crossbar. Foden. Charging forward here, going to bring up McConnell over, and he's defended him there just about. Foden. Theo Hernandez got defending against him, and that's somehow gone to Roning, who thankfully puts it wide to the post, and it's half-time. One go down. In the game we shouldn't be. I mean, they don't move like at angles, like, tightly. They move just straight, like, I don't know how to describe it. Omega, good drop in there from him. João Felix from range. João Felix hits it and it's over the bar. It's a good effort, but we need to get a goal. Yeah, semi-final of the Carabao Cup. We deserve to win easily, but we might lose this game. And if we do so, we'll be very, very depressed. That from Yarome. Omega, can he shoot? Just get your body ahead of Akanji there, or just shoot one of the 2 leg to get it, and he didn't. Omega through to Yarome. And Yarome now inside. That should be maybe a pen, but it's not going to be. I feel it's I was trying to get through there with a bit of skill, but couldn't do so. We're going to lose this game. From one shot from Barcola, in which Jackson should have defended it. There we go, maybe not. Yarome, keep it a hero. Yarome scores, get the ball. We're not losing this game, we're not drawing this game, we're not going to penalties or extra time, but I feel like we are going to, not going to lie, but I should have made subs, but we need to win this game. Omega, Minter with a pace, unless they score this free kick. They're going to shoot this. Foden, Vanja catches it. Theo Hernandez, not on the overlap, it's gone to João Felix, which we'll take, I guess, because he's in a good position here, and he's done well. João Felix now can hold it up and get it across in here to Hollaback. Can turn, but I can do somehow pokes it away from him now. João Felix, it's down 1. Feeds it through to Yarome, who should be onside. Across the inside, he shoots, and he scores again. Yarome is the hero of this series. Most of the time, he's the guy who scores the big goals for us late in games. João Felix did incredible there to work that chance. But we're looking not to concede again. We take the lead in this game, we deserve it. It shouldn't have gone to extra time to begin with, but somehow it has done. And as you can see, Yarome spins inside and just about gets a shot away there in time, and rifles it into the top corner. It's a lovely spin there from him to put us 2-1 up here with a finish as well. Yarome. Do we just hold possession, or do we go for another goal? Goes inside. It's a video now. Ball blocked there, but somehow fell back to them, and Vanja, oh no. Holland, please be offside. He is Thank you. But now, 1 minute added on. Minton out. Turns. Blocked by Norin. That should be the end of the game. We should be through to the final of the FA Cup, and we are. But after this mentally draining game against Man City, we now have to face them in the Champions League semi-final literally 2 days later. Let's get into that one and hopefully beat them again like we did here. Well, not like we did here, but we'll get a victory, but easier, hopefully. And well, as you can see here with the Champions League semi-finals against Man City, we also have Liverpool and PSG here playing out a 0-0 draw in the first leg away at Paris. Let's get into this one though, up against Man City here at the Molineux and hopefully beat them like we just did in the FA Cup. Neves now to Omega. Open Vimmer will make the run into the centre there, and he's going to do so. The pass wasn't ready the way I needed it to, but the defender made it awkward for us. João Felix, but found a way through with Vimmer, and Vimmer shoots, and that somehow got in. That isn't a shot I wanted. I wanted a shot low driven into the far corner, but it went straight at Donnarumma, through his legs, and into the back of the net. And we took the lead courtesy of that man right there, Vimmer, who's been a fantastic player for us in this team. 88 rated now in the squad. So he hits it with power for the left of Donnarumma and puts us ahead in the UCL semi-final first leg at La Molineux. Oh, lovely move definitely. Can he score as well? Donnarumma makes a save though. One here to Roning. Plots by Upamecano. João Felix. Into Jerome. And Jerome, finesse shot here from the Spaniard. Wasn't the worst effort, but not the best either. Here into Vimmer. Driving frequently, make it 2-0. Vimmer. How's he missed that? Ball over the top looking for Omega, but Akanji somehow stops him there. I pressed L1 there for him to make a run, Omega, but he just stood there. And look at the stats, and we're only 1 goal up. Bring out the same skill with 3 times in a row. But inside the running, he shoots, blocked, and that's going to somehow fall back to him. Vanja thankfully makes a save there. Gomez, oh, what was that touch? Foden. Upamecano defending. Making out for the centre to João Felix, because Jeremy was going to be blocked off, and João Felix now running through. Can he make it 2? And Felix does make it 2-0, thankfully. It's been 52 minutes of utter dominance for us in this game, but we've only just scored our second. As you saw by the stats at half time, that's our 8th shot now. We had 7 in the first half. Granted, quite a lot of them, three of them were from range, but overall, we've been fairly dominant in this game, and João Felix doubles our lead and puts 2 goals up against Man City here in the semi-final first leg at the Molineux, which is massive for us in this game here. I'm waiting for them to score straight from this kickoff here. I would not be surprised. Foden. Good defending from Gomez. Oh no, not like this. Not like that. What did I say? What did I say? I knew it. I knew it. We've had quite a lot of tall, lanky strikers recently, and need to have a more agile, nimble striker as Neves from range. To Nuri. I don't think they're going to get a second goal out of nowhere in this game. Somebody got the first, sorry. Barcola. Goes it back to Hernandez and does it again. Rodri. Knew it. That should be their first goal. They've gone from having 0 shots to 2 and 2 goals in the same time. Maybe unless, yeah, knew it. Somehow a 2-2 draw at the Molineux. How is this a 2-2 draw? They had 2 shots and scored both of them. And as you can see, I decided a similar second I get a 2-1 victory here. And well, I decided to submit because we were going to get the victory anyway. And as you can see, we get the 2-1 victory. And Agbani Pittsburgh injury isn't great for us. But he's only a backup defender, so we're not going to miss him too much. But an injury there for him isn't amazing. But like I said, it's the end of the season. We're not going to really miss him that much moving forward. And for the penultimate game of this series here, well, mainly like the main game we're going to play the whole thing of and show the whole thing of. We're going to take on Man United in the FA Cup final. This one could be fairly easy because it's Man United at the end of the day. But as we saw earlier in the episode, they actually were slightly a frustrating thing to face. But let's get into this one though. up against them and hopefully walk out victors with a third consecutive FA Cup. A quick start in this one here. As Omega now ball over the top, it was a great play. Question is, can they take it down? No, we can't, but Felix recovers it. Ball through into Wimmer. We should be able to score this time round and does so. And Wimmer here scores to make it 1-0 here to us. A great ball over the top. That was originally by Omega. If that was a little bit more forward for Wimmer to run onto, that was a great pass by him, but they kind of got pushed backwards by the wind, I'm guessing. And Dorgu managed to defend it, but Joao Felix would recover and feed it through to Patrick Wimmer here, who would score and beat the United goalkeeper. Not too sure who is in goal. Is it? They do have an Arnott in goal. Okay, I wasn't expecting to see an Arnott in goal for United. Nico Williams had signed. It's probably been a big help to them in the series getting back to somewhat of a good basis for United, as they are currently already third in the league or fourth. Ball that wide there to Dorgu. Chua now, bonus after Nico Williams wide. It's so wide open there. Where did my defenders go? Where did Makara and Michele go? Why was it just a massive gap in the centre? And Megan out. Ball through to Wimmer. Actually gets past Dorgu, and Wimmer strikes it on and makes a save. Joao Felix through to the Austrian, and Wimmer, can he score a second? No, he can't because a Danishman, Dorgu, somehow stopped him. And Brumo's through. Vanja comes out and actually gets the ball to see it. Ball through by Gomez. Gomez across to Omega, who should score, and he scores. I'm surprised the United defender didn't move backwards towards Omega there when he made the run into the box. That's what I was expecting to happen. That's why I delayed the pass a little bit there, but thankfully he didn't do so. And Omega had a good first touch there and found the back of the net to make it 2-1 here to us. You see across there, one touch, finds the finish, beats Onana, who I'm still surprised is in goal for United, man. Obviously, right now he's on loan at Trabzonspor and will be getting sold by United most likely next season. But they do have Lemens, who probably isn't as high rated as Onana, to be fair. He might do, actually. He might be around the same rating. But I've gone with Onana for this one after we've beat the men's previously. All right, mate. Trying to draw the challengers here and beat them. Rainbow flicks. Defender. Ball to the back stick. Oh, I was hoping that would be more across the goal to Wimmer than ahead of him. Trying to knock it for Yarame. Has done so. Can he cut it back? Get the chip shot away, but it's going to be there. The ball forward, and that's going to be the end of the game. It's going to be a 2-1 victory. Somehow only 2 goals conceded for United in this game. We should have scored more, but we get the victory. That's all that matters. Let's cut to the trophy lift and see ourselves lift, like I said, our third FA Cup. And well, when I started this series, I did not expect the success we've had in this series to be so, I don't know what the word is, but we've won every final we've been in. That is 10 plus trophies we've won now, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're on 11 or maybe 12, around there, with 2 more to go. The Premier League title's wrapped up as well. I think we'll play the final home game of the season and get the trophy lift and just share the goals that happened in that game. But Ruben Neves lifts another trophy as captain of Wolves. That is his 4th trophy he's lift since he returned to Wolves, and 2 more for him to see lift. Well, for us to see him lift in this episode. And as you can see by the league table, the Premier League title's been wrapped up for a few games now. We're on 83. Man City are on 83 points. We're on 88. They've been basically up until the final 4 games of the season out of the running for the trophy, because when it got to the final 4 games, they were no longer able to win the league title by points tally. So we've been crowned champions since then. But we're going to get into the final game against Arsenal. I think I might just put this on beginner, score a goal, and then wait for the trophy celebrations for you guys to watch, because I don't really need to play the full game on Ultimate. It's non-consequential for us if we win or lose this game, and I might as well just put it on beginner, save time, put it on 3 minutes halves, and just wait for the trophy lift to scoring 1 goal, and then seeing as if the trophy, which I'll just show you when we cut to the trophy lift, and then move it into the Champions League final against, well, I'll show you who it is in a second here after the game against Arsenal, which I'll just cut to the trophy lift at the end. We're facing PSG at Old Trafford in the Champions League. Let's get into this one. Well, let's get into the game against Arsenal, score a goal, basically wait to the end, and then show the trophy lift, and then get into this game against PSG and Ultimate, and hopefully end this series up by winning the Champions League. And well, just for the formality of seeing the trophy being lifted here for a 2nd season in a row by Ruben Neves here, I basically just played this game on beginner, scored a goal with Ruben Neves to get the victory, and Just waiting for the rest of the game to go past and wait for this moment right here. But Ruben Neves steps up. I would have actually played this game if it mattered, mainly for the points, or if it mattered if we needed to win this game to win the title. But I was wrapped up a long time ago, so it didn't really matter if we played this game and if we won or lost or drew, whatever. But Ruben Neves here lifts the Premier League trophy. Let's get into the Champions League final and hopefully see him do the exact same thing with that trophy up next. And well, it's time for the final game of this series to try and see if we can win Wolves, the biggest prize of all club football, the Champions League trophy here. Obviously, we've won every single final we've taken part in so far. Let's get into this one and hopefully defeat PSG to win the Champions League here. Great start for us scoring early. Neves. Gomez cuts inside. Gomez by him. The Brazilian running through, shoots. Straight at Chevalier, who makes a save. So this is going to be a tough game. Especially to just, I feel like it's going to be a 1 or 2 goal game to win it. Here we go, Wimmer. That touch though, I just wanted João Felix to move there to be a little bit more open, but he couldn't do so. Right. So I really like to show it in this team. I'm surprised he's been as good as he is, but obviously from episode 1, I know I liked him a lot. As Wimmer here hits it. Didn't really click with it the best though, but Chevalier makes a decent save. Beraldo intercepted by Gomez, but somehow gets over back with his fellow Brazilian. And Bele. Oh no, here to Balde. Chichiwa good block then, because it's going to go out for a throw-in. Fabian now, the Spaniard, looking for the Ballon d'Or winner. It was Dembele. Michele though, this was just his intercepts his fellow Frenchman. Ruben Neves, the ball just ran away from him there. I wanted to just hold up play, keep the ball close to him, and then play a pass, but that's going to be a free kick for PSG. For handball, for a half-time break. And Usman Dembele's going to hit it, and it's going to be a comfortable save for Banja to make, and that's going to be most likely the half-time break right there. Unless we can score right at the death here. Jerome, well not right at the death, but right at the end of the first half. Jerome coming forward, shoots, but drags it past the post. There's a Ray Doué. Ball into the box to the back stick, headed away by Chichua. Omega now, Wimmer, forward into Omega, great play here. Omega now, from a Strasbourg striker, no stranger to PSG, and scores. Here 5 minutes into the second half, Omega gives us the lead, Wimmer plays it through, and Omega does incredible there. A player that's done a massive turnaround for himself in this series. In the first 2 episodes we signed him, I didn't particularly like him, and then around January last season, he turned things around. He started playing great out striker, and since then, he's been a striker that I've really enjoyed in this team most of the time anyway. Nobody get this tall lankiness and low agility does annoy me, but most of the time he's in front of the goal, he's incredible. Teo Hernandez, Omega can get to that. Patrick stops him though, but we get it back. Jerome. Should have had a cross looking for Wimmer, who might be able to actually get to that in the end and scuffs it though. Anything else on, so I thought why not take a shot as Jerome intercepts. Omega. Why is he passed? I'm hoping this would go to where Wimmer is now with that pass. For some reason, he just chips it straight into Chevalier. The video, I'm going to go to November to see. But most of the time, unless you have a player who's like 90 plus rated as PSG, go forward and Banja makes a save. Usually when you don't have a player who's 90 plus rated, they don't win the Ballon d'Or. PSG on the attack. We made an error. João Neves goes through, shoots, and Banja. That's an interesting save technique there. João Felix looking to send the Spaniard on the run here. He can do so. Ball inside to Omega. He shoots, and Chevalier. How did that not go in? João Felix carrying it inside. He might be able to get a shot away near post. João Felix hits it, and Chevalier, what a save. Chevalier has been saving him in this game. It could be more than one if it wasn't for him. Pedro Porro now for them. Now corner hit Omega. Can he win this header to give us a 2-goal lead right at the end of the game? Would be massive for us, just for a bit of security, but he couldn't win the header. But Chichua wins it back. Ruben Neves hits it. And Chevalier saves it again. Please don't do this to me, game. Please don't do this to me. 1 minute left. I will crunch. Whoever I need to crunch will stop them getting forward. There we go. It's a 1-0 victory in the Champions League final. I did call this earlier in the game. I'm not sure if it would be in the episode, but I did say I feel like this game's going to end 1 or 2-0. And we managed to win it here. Let's cut to the trophy lift for a well-deserved Champions League victory. And what that means, we've won every single final we have won, well, we've played in this series, which is insane to think about. And well, 3 seasons ago, I took over this Wolves team, bottom of the Premier League with 0 wins to their name, and we've taken them not only to Premier League glory 2 times in a row, 3 FA Cups, 2 Carabao Cups, the UEFA Super Cup, the Europa League, the Community Shield twice as well, and now it's Champions League. I might get a trophy or 2 along the way. In that list I just rattled off there, but Ruben Neves steps up to lift, is what, 6th trophy of the season, 2 at the start, 3 throughout the season, and now this one here. Well, it might be his 5th trophy, I think his 5th trophy of the season. Ruben Neves lifts the Champions League for Wolves here. Let's get into the stats, look at the players, and see how they performed, and also see if one of our players can win a Ballon d'Or. But I don't think they will due to the ratings, but you never know, it could happen, and it deserves to happen for at least one of our players. And as you can see by the stats of the players, there's a couple of players that here that deserve to win a Ballon d'Or. We've got Omega with 32 goals and 9 assists, João Felix with 20 goals and 15 assists, Patrick Vieira 19 goals and 8 assists, and also Jerome with 16 and 16 into the goals and assists as well. Minted did great as well. And I think Hollaback pretty much did the exact same as last season in terms of goals tally. Jordan Gomez again with a bunch of goals and assists. Not as same as last season, but pretty much near the same amount as well. And also we have Ruben Neves who came in with some goals and assists as well as the captain of the team. But I'm going to do an outro here in a second if we don't win the Ballon d'Or. But let's cut to the Ballon d'Or ceremony if we do manage to win the Ballon d'Or for either João Felix, Jerome, or Omega, who I don't think are 3 that could possibly win it. And well, if you're seeing this outro, that means we didn't win the Ballon d'Or, as I've yet to sim all the way to it. As you can tell by the outro screen, this is literally, say, like a minute later since I recorded that last segment. But that means we didn't win the Ballon d'Or for one of our players, which is unfortunate, but that does mean we're going to come to the end of this series. And what a series it's been. If you've gotten to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. Check out the other FC26 Career Mode content I have posted here on the channel. And our next series might be with Barcelona. I think I'm going to do a 1 season or 2 season Career Mode with Barcelona in the case we don't win the Champions League in the first one, because I want to use a bigger team and then maybe move into Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are bottom of the Bundesliga, looking very, very poor. And I don't think they've got a win, similar to Wolves. They're looking relegation candidates, so let me know down below if you would like to see a Mönchengladbach Career Mode similar to the way we did it with Wolves here, taking the team from the bottom all the way to the top and taking them back to their former glory. That's going to call it for this one. If you want to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.